Remember when everyone was asking for a moose and bear stream combined? I don't either, but here we are. We're gonna start with moose because bear hunting at night is a little annoying, and then we'll transfer to SRP probably like an hour and 15 minutes, and we'll do like a moose run and a half, and then go for black bear. I missed the black bear grind. I really want to get back to it, and what better place to do than on stream? What's up, Tux? I'm at work, but hope the stream goes great. I get your pun. Get the great one. We will definitely try. Thank you, man. Appreciate you stopping in. Mel coming in with the 18-month membership, by the way. I swear it was like a week ago, but here we are. See, that could be the case, or it could also be a month ago. I swear, time is flying. Like, we're 2/3, math is hard, 3/4 of the way through February. It's ridiculous. What's up, Danny? Colton's in here. Montana Gamer's in here. How you guys doing? Can you start a multiplayer map? We're going to stick with single player today. That's kind of, unfortunately, the way to go in terms of grinds. It's tough to do a multiplayer grind. It seems to, like, making a multiplayer server seems to often make the animals, whatever you're grinding for, act a little bit weird, come to their zones late and stuff like that. So we'll stick with single player today. Finally made a stream. Glad you can make it in, man. Thoughts on the hold at the end of the Super Bowl? I think by the definition of the rules, it was a hold. I also think by the way that the refs were calling the game the rest of the way, it wasn't a hold. If that makes sense. Like, I would have preferred they didn't throw it because the rest of the game they were letting stuff go. I went back to my moose grind and I forgot how much fun it is. I'm glad you enjoy it, like, genuinely, because I do have to say I struggle with this. I don't know if it's the amount of troll moose or the fact that, like, there's just a little bit more to it than, say, like the bear grind and stuff, because you really have to be careful about your shots. If you have a flesh hit, the moose won't just go down. You have to get another hit. Compared to bears, even if you hit them like in the big toe, as long as you're using the 300, they will go down. So all those things combined have definitely factored in. I do not have the HUD on for thumbnail reasons. So now that we know it's your range, did that hit? It did. You acted kind of funny. Anyway, found a mega zone of 20 whitetail deer in Rancho yesterday. Nice. Where at? What's up, Patrick? Let's get this over with. Are you ready for Way the Hunter, Alaska? Yeah, that was finally confirmed this morning. That it is going to be the 23rd, so that'll be Thursday, I do believe. I'm pretty hyped for that. I think it's going to really kind of propel Way the Hunter into the next stratosphere of good hunting games, so looking forward to that. I would say those of you that are looking for more Way the Hunter content, probably Thursday, at least up through the next Monday stream, is going to be all Way the Hunter, unless it ends up being a dud, but I cannot foresee that. Grinding can be dull, but tracking that stuff sucks. Actually, that's a good point. Maybe that's what it is. Like, the combo of needing to always, like, there's a degree of, I hate to call it mindlessness, but there's a degree of, like, don't have to pay that much attention with typical grinding that, you know, you can watch another stream, you can listen to a podcast, whatever. Moose grinding requires a little extra attention, so it's a little more exhausting, and like you're saying, you have to track. I think you hit the nail on the head there. I think that's it. You smell ham? I smell like beef. With a Sunday stream, Bay the Hunter, that one will probably stick with Farming Sim. I had way too much fun with that. If you guys didn't know, over on Twitch yesterday, we did our first Farming Sim stream in, like, God, 2 or 3 years in Farming Sim 22. Had an absolute blast. That's going to be continuing. So it's like in the area of 11 a.m. on Sundays. Typically, like, I edit whatever that day's video is in the morning. So whenever I'm done editing, could be 11, could be 11:30, somewhere in there. But gonna be fun. We had a good first, 2 hours and 15 minutes getting our farm going. Shall only be up from there. I find Way the Hunter easier than Call of the Wild, really. In what sense? Like, as far as finding animals, or... Because, as, like, in my opinion, you generally find more animals and more trophies in Call of the Wild. The only thing is, because of the aging, you can kind of... You get them in cycles. Like, you'll have a day like we just had recently here, over the weekend, where you get like 4 or 5 stars, but then it's a week straight of nothing. I'm on my first grind for red deer. I have 31 diamonds. Am I close? You would like to think so. It's entirely random. You never know. A lot of people with, like, say, moose, since it's the newest great one. A lot of people never killed a diamond. Got a great one before they ever killed a diamond. Other people have 50 plus diamonds and no great ones. As for red deer, my personal grind, I think I was at 36 diamonds, so hopefully you're close. Have a 2-hour ride and you're live. Imagine that, we got a full 2-hour stream ahead. What is the best looking great one in your opinion? If you mean just like species as a whole, I would just pick moose. I think they like perfectly exemplify what a great one should be in my opinion. If you want a specific, probably like, is it called two tones? The like piebald-ish looking moose? And then the big lighter colored rack. That's not actually the one I want. I want the oak fur type. Because I just, again, the epitome of a great one to me is these great one moose. And it's the naming that they did. You know, it's oak, spruce, birch, ashen, is it? Just all the tree fur types. And if there's one that's like great one, mighty oak kind of thing, that's why I want to get that one. So, you know, obviously Kyla got an oak fur type instead. Where do you think the next reserve will be for Call of the Wild? I still like the idea of Greenland. Look at the empty spaces on this map. You've got Australia, Northern Africa, Greenland, and Asia. That's about your options. And we've discussed like what could be on a Greenland map. And to be fair, there wouldn't be a ton of new stuff. Muskox would be the main one. I don't know. Could you do Arctic wolves there? Maybe Arctic fox? That could be a couple of things. Caribou, throw those in there and like please redo them if they're going to do that. I think it still ends up as a pretty cool map just with those couple of additions. What map in your opinion is best for Whitetail? I think Reventuli is the best Whitetail map now. It was Rancho for a long time, but Reventuli is just that good. Have you seen these secret trophies in the lodge? Do you think it's clues to maps in upcoming species? Secret trophies. Unless you're talking about Way the Hunter, then no. Oh, yes. Then yes, I have. What was it? It was the UTV video. In my effort to earn enough credits to buy the UTV, I accidentally did story missions because I was saving those for the stream, but I didn't realize that it was a story mission when I did it. And I did indeed see the things. Maybe it will be. There was a lot of talk about like Alaska and Africa being the ideal two maps. Alaska's on its way, maybe Africa's next. I agree, I started Reventuli last week and already got a diamond. There you go. Good evidence. Greenland or Hawaii? We discussed Hawaii recently on stream, and I can't even remember exactly the conclusion we came to, but like I know you'd have feral goats, you'd have axis deer, and then I don't even know what else would be there for game species, but I seem to recall there were quite a number we came up with. I'm just not remembering them now. What's new in the game in Call of the Wild? We haven't had any major new stuff since the addition of the Great One Moose. New England Mountains is a new map, but it only has a green-winged teal as a new species. Everything else are ones that were in the game before. I feel like Way the Hunter Africa could be the last map ever, because it's the thing everyone wants, so they might want to take the longest time trying to perfect it. There's that mindset, and there's also the mindset of, like, let's make the thing everyone wants while we have, I don't want to say the height of their popularity, but, you know, while the game is quite popular. Could go either way, I don't know. Started my moose grind yesterday, got a max weight diamond bull moose on Yukon. I kind of, like, I really wish I had done the grind on Yukon. Looking back, I wish I had done it. I'm too far into this one now, so I'm kind of sticking with it, but that's a cool map to do it on. To get a max weight diamond as well, that's really cool. Oh, wild pigs, that's another one. I did forget them. What's up, Northwest? I spat out a list for Hawaii, and the one I think would be really cool are green pheasant. I looked those up or something. Like, I've seen them before, but I'm drawing a blank on how they look right now. I do taxidermy in real life, and I'm going to do a deer soon. Nice. What's up, Ender? Doing good, man. How about you? Got our biggest moose of the grind thus far today, 256. And another one that went somewhere. Pretty sure we got that too. I missed this game, gotta go home and play. I would do it. It's a pretty good, like, time of the year, like, as far as Call of the Wild's typical release cycle, to get back into it a little bit. Normally, there's like a mid-March DLC or update of some kind, so you could probably expect within a month something to come from Call of the Wild. What it's going to be, it's hard to say. They've done everything, like with that March update, from Great One Whitetail? I guess it was. The original Great One Whitetail was a March update. Bloodhounds were a March update. The ARs last year were a March update. There could be so many different things they could do. I swear, Bottom Boy, one of these days, I need to just do a stream, no music, take this clock out of this room because it'll drive everyone insane, and then only have like the in-game music. I'm missing it. I've heard so little of it over the years. What do you want them to change in the game? I think we're at a point where it's never going to happen because, I mean, Call of the Wild, they just hit their 6th anniversary last week sometime. So it's getting to the point where it's almost an old game now. And I don't think they'd change like a core mechanic, but I really have always wanted them to ditch the level system or even just like have it in addition to have an age system. Because now Way the Hunter has it, Hunting Simulator had it. I'm trying to think of like other modern-ish hunting games. I don't know if Pro Hunts had it. Never really played Pro Hunts that much. But regardless, what I'm talking about is having age that almost replaces the level. So instead of, because it causes confusion, right? A lot of people get like a level 2 Whitetail and it makes Diamond. And it's like, well, why does that happen? I thought you had to have a level 3 for Whitetail. I think it's a lot easier to understand, or a lot easier to be like, okay, that makes sense, if it's an age. If Whitetail, for the sake of simplicity, max at 8 years old, and you get a Diamond that's 6 years old, I think everybody can reasonably be like, okay, well, this is a buck that had really good genes, and it's 6 years old and the really big one. And they wouldn't even have to age or anything. They could just spawn a certain age and never change. I just think that's more realistic than a level 3 Whitetail. Like, what does level 3 mean? Once you learn the game, you kind of know what it means, but at the beginning, it's a lot more confusing, and it's more realistic regardless. What's up, winners? Pro Hunts did have an age limit, okay. Or age system, age limit. You had to be 12 to play it, unfortunately I was not 12, so I didn't play it. What are some new species you would like to see if we ever got an Africa 2.0? Personally, I want elephants and hippos. Hippos are one that I think would be pretty cool. I really want to see Impala. I think that's almost like a necessity. Black wildebeest would be neat. Leopards would be pretty cool. I'm missing one. Oh, eland or like sable, the big antelope species. Greater kudu would have to be on the list. And maybe hyenas if I didn't say that. That would be like my highly requested list. Zebra, that's a good one too, I like that. I've had trouble launching the game. That seems to be a thing that a number of people are experiencing, and I don't know that there's a real good solution for it right now. Are you on Epic Games by chance? Because I want to say somebody that had the game on Epic Games and couldn't launch it was able to get it on Steam and get it to work. So, not a great workaround, because I think you have to start over to do that, but, better than not being able to play. Good point, Kyla. Good point. 30-06 or 243 for Whitetail? I'd go 30-06. The 243 is capable, but the 30-06 is just better. I don't like the age system because Call of the Wild is perfect how it is. It's perfect in my eyes. I should design a map. I don't even know if I'd love to do that, but I don't know, like, if I sat down with whatever tools would be necessary to do that, I wouldn't even know where to begin. I don't even know what I'd design. I've thought like a North America map in the snow would be cool, but we have so many North America maps now, like how do you make it stand out, If they don't do age system, at least streamline all animals to level 9 max, even that would simplify it. You'd start with the water? You know what you do? You make a really small map about the size of this lake right here, one little island in the middle, and all the animals drink right here, so you just sit there and shoot stuff all day. Get to the point where you're really effective with a bow. Get a tripod set up so you're not deleting zones, it'd be great. Not that deleting zones would do anything. What weapons would you like to see added to the game? I've never had like a caliber specific thing. I wouldn't mind seeing a 7mm mod 8 just because that's what I hunt with in real life. But something that I can 0 to 400 meters. I would really like to see the render distance increase in this game too, but given the struggles it has running on especially last gen consoles, I don't know that that's achievable. Now you could do what Classic did, but I think that kind of leaves last gen consoles behind. Classic's approach was whatever your, I think they used, if I can find where it's at, where's like graphic settings? Oh, whatever your scene complexity was, that adjusted your render. So high would be say 600 meters, medium would be 500, low would be 400, which is basically the normal render now. That would be a way of approaching it, but again, it feels like that almost pushes the last gen consoles away. Was it all the above that used to do like 500 meter recurve lion hunts? I don't know if he did that. He killed a diamond mountain goat at 500 meters. There's a place on SRP to do that. It's like that area kind of top center. There's a mountain, which ironically there's one here too. If you get to the right spot, there's a drink zone that you can take a 500 meter shot, and he did that. He also killed a diamond lion at 200 meters with a bow. I can't promise it was the recurve, it may have been. Spawn point for animals in the water, so every now and then you just see a set of antlers bobbing towards you. I mean, you get sets of antlers bobbing towards you now because the whatever is wrong, when you're running up to a dead animal, they like kind of bounce up and down. Look at all these guys. That's kind of abnormal for this place. 3 bulls back in there. By the way, I have the inline today. On the off chance that we get the opportunity to take a diamond with it, because we can't seem to get one anywhere else. Tips for hunting scrub hair on Vurhonga. Man, I just saw... It was on stream last week. I saw a bunch of them, and I don't know where I was. Because it was with Rev and Thule, so we're coming up on a year since then, but I haven't hunted Africa that much. They did the resets and redistributions, and scrub hair had been moved around a lot, and I just can't even... I can't think of where I've been seeing them, because the place they used to be, there was a really good hotspot for them, and unfortunately that no longer is a hotspot. Probably going to get 2 at best here. That other one, yeah, he's taking off. We're not going to worry about that, it's a level 2. We'll let him go. I'm 2k away from getting a UTV in Way the Hunter. Is it worth it? I have a blast using those things. I've got a clip coming out on the Clips channel sometime this week, I think, of running down a moose in the UTV. That was an absolute blast. The biggest thing that I find them useful for is those times when you just want to buzz up to somewhere you haven't been or somewhere this far from lodges and stuff, because they can just basically go directly up a mountain. There's almost no terrain they can't go across really fast. So I think there's that. And then, assuming you don't have to repurchase it as the new character on Alaska, I'm pretty sure that's going to be a really useful tool for discovering that map. Just got a diamond scrub hair yesterday. I was going to follow those max weight estimate tracks. I saw one. I don't know if it was on stream or not, but I didn't follow it. Felt like a small male letting that go. We did kill quite a lot of diamond scrub hair on the new system, but again, like, we basically lived on Africa for a long time, so not a huge surprise. Use the UTVs to harass cow moose, we all know it. That's the one I'm talking about. That's the clip I want to put out. It was quite enjoyable. Unfortunately, the Cowboys were still in the playoffs at the time, and it's in the clip. I read out Bottom Boy's comment saying to get the UTV on the Cowboys defense. What happens to my unclaimed skill and perk points after you turn level 60 and don't get any more points? Unclaimed. Oh, I think I understand what you're saying. So you're talking about, like, there'll be more, if I can do this right, here. These things that I don't have unlocked, they just stay ununlocked. Now you can, at any time, reset your skills or perks, and you'll just get all your points back to spend as you please, you know, in a different way. But you can never, like, unlock every skill and perk. Killed a 5-star rabbit on accident, just shooting them because I seen them, so I was able to have my first 5-star wolf and hairmount. Oh, that's awesome, man. I saw one just recently when I was playing and I didn't get to spot it. I'm always afraid of shooting them until I spot them because, like, the odds that I'm going to find a 5-star are not good, considering I basically never see them, but that would be the way, just find it by accident. I like how the Alaska moose look different than the moose on Nez Perce. Yeah, and it was something I was always, you know, wishing Call of the Wild would do. I want to say, like, in order, it would have been Layton with moose, then Medved, then Yukon, and then, what's the other one? New England. In theory, like, Medved should have giant moose. Layton's moose shouldn't be as big. Yukon should have really big moose. And then New England's moose should be smaller again. But they're all the same. It just kind of, you know, it's a missed opportunity to add some variety with, I would call it, like, minimal effort. You'd still have to do some stuff, but compared to redesigning an entire species, how to give video shoutouts, talk about football. Dude, the amount of stream clips where football is being discussed right before something hilarious or epic happens is beginning to make me realize how often we talk about it. What's up, Lemming? Just wanted to stop by and say that I finally got my first diamond Cape Buffalo and a troll Cape Buffalo. I'm glad you got a diamond in there too, because it's always unfortunate when you find something you want and it just ends up trolling. Oof, shot a 98% genetics wolf 4-star mature. I feel that. I do that kind of stuff so often, and it just makes me feel dumb because I know better. Like, I know. Basically, any 4-star you see probably just shouldn't be shot, because there's that chance, but I get tempted and I shoot it. So the moose are different sizes on different maps? Well, they should be, but they're not in Call of the Wild. In Way the Hunter, it appears as though there's going to be at least some difference between the moose on Nez Perce and the moose on Aurora Shores. Can't say for certain until we get to see them, but it looked to be the case in the images that we were provided with. I want to put a moose on a giant multi-mount upstairs, but the moose is so tall. I mean, I have the one with the black bear towering over the moose, and obviously with the moose laying down, that kind of works. Are piebald diamond ducks rare? I have 2. Anything other than harlequin ducks, cinnamon teal, and mallard would be rare. Those 3 have a lot of piebalds. Everything like newer than that, so your teal, or green wing teal I should say, your Asian teal, I don't even know like what of the new duck species have piebalds, but those would be rare. Whenever you say the new Way the Hunter map, for some reason you sound like Scooby-Doo to me. When I say Aurora Shores? Do I sound like Rutro? I don't know. Which great ones do you have again? Do you have all of them? No, I only have whitetail and red deer. I don't have a black bear or a moose, which is why we're doing both today. I want a black bear because of the time we put in. I think they look really cool, and obviously them being the first predator great one makes them a little bit more special, but it's the 5,000 plus kills, it's the hundreds of hours at this point. I feel like giving up on it would just, it ultimately makes those things a bit of a waste. The moose, I just think, are the epitome of what a great one should be, and for that reason, I want one. As for... Get out of here, bottom boy. As for, like, future great ones, I don't know if I'm going to grind for them. Whenever, and if ever, a mule deer great one comes out, I will do that, because I think mule deer great ones would be amazing. Other species, it depends on what they'll be, but I don't intend to do grinds for those. What's up, Luke? Going good, man. Is it a holiday? Oh, it is, huh? It's, the Great 12's Day, I think. I agree the size and score of certain animals should be different on each map. It would be neat. Like, I kind of understand some things, like whitetail and stuff. That could be a bit problematic. Because whitetail, you know, if you were to compare, let's just say whitetail in, let's go with Pennsylvania since I live here, versus whitetail in Missouri. What I'm thinking of are like the state record. So like the state record typical in PA, which is still questionable, was like 201. It was suddenly submitted like last year from 1960. Before that it was in the 180s. There had never been a 190 typical in PA. So I'm going to say 180s is like a diamond PA buck. Whereas in Missouri you might need 190 or 200. but they're not separated by subspecies. Moose could be, so you could have Yukon moose, you could have Shiras moose, you could have, what are the ones in Russia? There's a name for them too. Either way, you get my point. They have subspecies names, whereas whitetail really don't, other than cow steer. Isn't it President's Day? Yeah, the Great 12th Day. Russian moose? Vladimir moose? Siberian moose, that's the one. I have a max score estimate plains bison. Nice, level 5. Did you see the new Way the Hunter trailer for Aurora Shores that came out today? I saw it on Mel's channel. I didn't actually even watch the one on THQ. I was going to make a video on it, but basically what I've been doing this morning is, first of all, I worked on finishing a review for a heated hunting vest, so that should be out this week, at least on the Me Hunter's channel. I don't know if I'll put it out on this channel or not. Then I finished the turkey hunting video. That's going to come out tomorrow on this channel. Then I got to work on the West Virginia hunt that's coming out in like 2 weeks, so I didn't really have time to make a video on the trailer, but I did watch Mel's video. How does someone just submit a deer for the book 60 years later? Dude, I don't know. I mean, like, it happens. A lot of people back then would shoot a buck and like didn't care about the record books or whatever. But it's tough to then accept the submission, especially when it's that big of an outlier. Like, you know, I don't remember what the record typical was. 189 or something, almost 190. Then to have a 201, like when you've never had anything even within, you know, 10, 12 inches of that in the state's history, for one to just be submitted all of a sudden, like, who's to say where that's actually from? That's what sucks. And maybe it is from PA, it might be, but you can't prove it all these years later. And now we're just kind of stuck with this, like, well, maybe it happened. And of course the Game Commission's like really happy to accept that right into the record book, because that sells hunting licenses. PA's got a 200-inch buck. All right, let's go hunt there. They got big deer. You know, we have some pretty good deer, but we're not exactly a whitetail destination state. I've shot over 500 lions on my grind for a rare female and haven't gotten one. Is that unlucky or normal? I don't know what my numbers were, but I also was grinding for a female rare lion and never did get one. I shot quite a few in that time frame. I killed a couple in multiplayer long before that. But I've never killed a rare female lion on my grinds. I've had a couple rare males. Never a rare female, never an albino on my grinds either. Are you done with the Hunter Primal? Probably. I've been thinking about that lately, because Kyla's been playing Prehistoric Hunt, and I played that with her a couple of times. We had the Valentine's Day collab over on her channel, if you guys want to check that out, if you've not already. And it got me thinking about Primal, and I was kind of like, what would I go back and do? Because we've kind of achieved everything. We got every uncommon and rare in the game. We shot the Primal Queen, Rex. I just don't know what else left there would be. But maybe, you know, maybe one day we go back to it and screw around for a while. How the heck are you getting so close to the moose? I struggle to get them that close and that sneaking. I find that, like, cow moose are kind of dumb. The bull moose I typically can't get that close to. Doge? Mythical Doge? Oh no. Okay. So, I guess we're gonna have to use the 300 for this, because I don't have the AR. We'll get him out in the open and kill the mythical with the correct gun at least. Not you. Come on. You. And that scared him all away. Do we at least get it? Yes. Michigan bucks have a lot bigger of a body but smaller racks than deer like in Texas, unless you ask Mr. Rumpola. Are you from Michigan? I love asking literally everybody from Michigan that hunts if they think the Rumpola buck is real. We were at the ATA show, and our broadhead sponsor, VPA, had like a dinner thing for a bunch of the like hunting shows that are affiliated with them. And there was one that was based in Michigan, so I was like, I gotta know, do you believe that the Rumpola buck is real? And he did, and it's like, all right, I hear so many different sides, and I don't know what to believe, but I just find it absolutely fascinating. You are from Michigan. Do you know the thing I'm talking about? Thomas B. also lives in Michigan. All right, I want to hear opinions. I'm all for it. Hey, thank you, Wacky Duck. Can moose go aggressive or not? They can, yes. What did I miss? Not too much, Cooper. We've shot a good number of moose, but no diamonds or rares just yet. Oh my god, it's Jordan with the egg. How's it going, man? Hope you're doing well. Welcome back. Good to see you. Egg. When is Call of the Wild the Angler coming to PS5? That is a fantastic question that unfortunately we have had no answer to as of late. They've been weirdly quiet on that front, and Mistress made a good point recently. I think it was in a stream chat or maybe in the Call of the Wild the Angler text chat in my Discord. I can't remember where we were having the conversation, but it probably should be given more time to kind of be fleshed out because it's a little basic, I guess, at this stage as far as fishing games go, so that might be why they haven't dropped it on console yet. I'm from Michigan and couldn't give a crap about their own Polo Buck. Hey, that's an opinion too. Do you think the own Polo Buck is real? I wanted to believe it was real for so long, because to be 100% honest, the Hanson Buck, it's always kind of bothered me the way that went down. He shot it in a drive, and he actually almost shot one of the tines off. So it barely ended up being the record. So like if a guy shot one with a bow that's the world record, like I wanna believe that one's real, but all the evidence and stuff that's come out, I don't think I do. TDV Blue Dream, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate the support. Keep up the great videos and streams. I will definitely do my best. I appreciate that. Going to hopefully be working some Way the Hunter back into the streams here this week as well. Fellow PA hunter, we are absolutely not a big buck state. I hunted Kansas just last year and it's night and day. Is it, like, I've been wanting to hunt Kansas and stuff. I know, like, I think we're getting better here as far as, like, the quality of deer, but I'm sure comparing to states like that is a big difference. But Kansas, like, specifically is the one that I was curious about when I said is it, because I kind of want to go there. Big male dono. What's the wrong Polo Buck? If you look it up, there's going to be a bunch of videos on YouTube about it. It's a supposed, I think, 216-inch typical that a guy claims to have shot in Michigan in 1998, 1999, something like that. And there's just some kind of inconsistencies about it. He never would let he got it officially scored, but he would never let the skull be x-rayed because it was actually scored on an almost completed shoulder mount. So the skull plate wasn't exposed, and it's hard to then determine if it's fabricated or not. Then people put up like a $10,000 reward, like, hey, I'll give you $10,000 if you let us x-ray this deer. He wouldn't accept it. And eventually he claimed it kind of burned up in a house fire, and there's so many inconsistencies in the story, it makes you wonder. TTV, thank you again for the super chat. Is Way the Hunter worth purchasing a PS5? Oh, that is a good question. If Aurora Shores is good enough, maybe. I'd say right now, no. As good as the game is, like, I really like it. It is limited on content at the moment with just the 2 maps. We'll see where Aurora Shores is at. If it's, top tier Alaska map in hunting simulation games, I think that could make it worth it, especially if, you use the PS5 for other things too. But right now it is a little lacking in overall content. Should I get Way the Hunter? I've been really considering it, but I'm always unsure before I purchase it. I'd say go for, like, if you have something that can run it, as we have in the PS5 conversation, I'd say go for it. Again, that might have been a bad shot. Just gonna keep getting distracted. Aurora Shores is coming out this week. I think that probably pushes it to where it's worth it, but we shall see. Closo, am I saying your name right? Hope I got that right. Thank you for the super chat as well. Great videos and content. Well, thank you. I really appreciate it. Appreciate the support. I don't really think it's real because if I've ever shot a deer that big, I'd let them do all the tests they need to do. Yeah, like, the supporters of the story and stuff will say, like, that's just, Mitch doesn't want attention and all that good stuff, which, I mean, prior to that, he kind of was, like, he entered plenty of bucks into the score books, or record books. He was an official scorer and record keeper, so, like, why would you not? If it's real, you know? Like, it's almost different. I never really cared too much about, like, the scores of any of the bucks I shot until I shot my 180. Then it's like, I gotta know exactly what this scores and where it ranks, because it's special when you have something that big. Did you know that the big fallow bucks use some of their tines to scratch their backs? I did not. It makes sense. Are Polo Bucks 100% fake? I just wish there was, like, absolute proof, because the problem is it always ends up speculation. I pretty much agree with you, but I wish there was something there to really drive that point home. Definitely getting better here in PA. If you get a chance to hunt Kansas, do it. So much public land. I saw something about a 130-inch buck, and then my chat scrolled away. I'll definitely look into it. I'm really trying to, like, kind of expand my hunting horizons, if that makes sense. That's all right back there. Is the 308 good in Wade Hunter? It's really good. I like it a lot. The last 3 a.m. bender. What's going on, man? My uncle Grant always watches your content. That's awesome. Appreciate it. And if he gets to see this, hello. Appreciate you. What's your biggest buck? The one that I shot in 2021. It was a 180 and 6/8 inch, 14 point. It was non-typical score. So that video is on this channel if you want to check it out. The mount for that buck should be done in the next couple of weeks. So I'll post something on Instagram, community tab post, all that good stuff. I've got a video of a buck using his horn to scratch his back. That's what, like, you saw the Bobcat video that I had on trail camera. It's one of the things I love about having the trail cam set to video mode. You get all kinds of cool stuff. Just get an albino wolf, nice. Was it on Medved by chance? Feel like that'd be a cool place to get one. Hawaii map? Maybe, we were discussing that earlier. Could be cool. My last Kansas buck was a big 10 point. I outscore them, just the antler points. I hunt for food mostly. Hey, I get that. The buck I shot this year in PA, I mean, it was maybe like 80 inches. The decision, as soon as you stepped out, was like, that's a meat buck. But it was the last day, you know, can't hurt. Any tips on how to get my first diamond? I've been rotating lakes on Silver Ridge and nothing yet. You could try multiplayer if you are perhaps bored of the rotating lakes thing. If you're just looking for a diamond, I would go to Cuatro Colinas. That map just has a tendency to produce diamonds. Smoke that buck, big male. Norman Taylor buck, I have not. Going to Missouri this year. Kansas has been getting harder to draw for us. They're going to try for over the counter tags this year. Okay. I gotcha. I think I'm going to, and I just need to bite the bullet and do it. I think I'm going to start trying to, like, stagger points in different states, like buy one for, I don't know, Kansas this year, Iowa next year, Illinois, like, so that way you kind of have a good place to go every year as you build points, but again, I need to commit to it and do it. It was such dumb luck because that, like, I know you set up that camera for the Bobcat kind of, and I'm just trying to see where the bucks are crossing the creek, and then I get that instead. Never pass a buck on the first day that you kill on the last. That's fantastic advice, and I've definitely had that come back to bite me. This year, honestly, like here in PA, I never really had a shot at a buck better than the meat buck I ended up killing on the last day. Now, I encountered the buck I was after in archery. I had him at 40 yards or 45 yards, I think. Just a little farther than I wanted to shoot, and that's about as close as I got. I did see one bigger one, maybe the third day of rifle season, but it was also a 2-year-old buck. It was like a solid 2-year-old buck. And it was up the hill in Skyline, so I couldn't really shoot that if I wanted. It was like 10 yards behind me. Like, if I'd have spun around, I'd have spooked it. Never passing up a buck during rifle again. Last year, I regretted that more than the year before. The 6-point? I think, especially, you know, if you're hunting for meat, which obviously is the primary objective, I think any legal buck as your first should be, you know, just as special regardless of antler size. I mean, something sketchy. It was possible the rumor Polo Buck was real, but then he cheated in a fishing competition and basically ruined his reputation. He did other things to ruin his reputation too. He is on a... I don't want to speak out of turn here. He's on some sort of predator list. I can't remember exactly what the allegations were, but I believe that is the case. Do you have a super rare moose? In 2018, I think, I killed an albino diamond moose. This is old scoring system, pre-trophy lodges, all that good stuff, but I do have one from long ago. As rough, it is. TTV, thank you for the super chat again. What's your favorite thing to hunt or something you'd like to hunt? Anyway, love the grind. Thank you, man. Favorite thing to hunt or something I'd like to hunt? I'm thinking we're talking about real life in this question. I mean, whitetail are always going to be my favorite. I think it was really only in the last couple of years, but it just started to, like, click. I've shot now 6, 7, 9 bucks, and it's amazing how unique each and every one is, and that's the case with any antlered species, I guess, but I think whitetail kind of take that to an extreme, so I just love it. But as for something I'd like to hunt, caribou in Alaska is like my dream. I think that would be incredible. We'd need to, like, because I don't care how big it is, I'd get that mounted, and we'd almost need to, like, redo the house in some way to put it somewhere. There's almost nowhere that it wouldn't be 2 feet off the ground to have the antlers, you know, not hitting the ceiling. Had a chance to shoot my first buck this year and I got too nervous and couldn't pull the trigger. Do you have any advice? I guess it depends on the, like, the cause of the nerves, if that makes sense. If it was like a, you know, afraid to mess it up thing, obviously practice goes a long way in that. If it was just, because sometimes there is hesitation in, like, you know, should I kill this thing? And that can be a little bit challenging to overcome. I think you have to come to terms with, like, what the goal there is. If you're there to, you know, get meat for the dinner table and all that, then I think it's... Oh, we hit that other one in the head. I think it's easier to kind of wrap your head around it, because it is like it's a major thing that you have to understand what you're attempting to do. At least we got that one. Sup, Dino Dog? You haven't missed much. We're just talking about hunting and potential world record bucks that are fake and all that good stuff. It's a good time. Have they confirmed when the new map for Way the Hunter will come out? It is the 23rd. Just today, they put out on their social media pages that it's coming the 23rd. So, finally got that confirmed. Steve Renella's too smart to be relatable, despite the fact that he's just a law-abiding hunter like you. I get that. I really do. Because, like, he has incredible insight with stuff. I can't imagine any other hunting show, like, and no disrespect to any of the ones that I'll name, but whether it's, like, you know, Drury Outdoors, I can't think of the name that Lee and Tiffany Lakoski have, like, all these, I'm thinking of whitetail shows specifically. I can't imagine any of those shows where someone could just sit there and just, like, talk about what it means to hunt in this place because their dad used to be there. Like, Steve has those types of things, and it's just like anybody else would do this and, like, their viewership would dip, but he just has such a, like, incredible way that he phrases things, and it just is, like, somehow more intriguing than the rest of the hunt. You and I kind of figured that's where you were going, but I got you. I don't know why I've killed a bunch of mule deer here in Montana, but I would love to go to Nevada on a mule deer hunt. It might just be, like, the unknown kind of thing. I don't know. I have no idea what your specific reason is, but, like, for me, I really want to go and hunt, like, deer in Maryland. I love hunting down in West Virginia, even though it's effectively the exact same kind of hunting and hunting for the same species as it is here. Just, like, what's around that next corner that I can't access here is so appealing. how'd you fake a deer in the first place? There's a couple of things that could have happened with that one. The spread of that buck is one of the major things that's a controversy. So in Traverse County, Michigan, which is where this occurred, there have been in the like millions of bucks that have been submitted to the what do they call it, the CBM, commemorative bucks in Michigan, and like 4 other than Mitch's bucks have been over a spread of 26 inches. Mitch himself has shot and submitted, I think 3 or 4 over 26, and that particular buck was like 28 inches. So he may have done something with the skull plate, like, you know, cut the antlers out, sort of maybe just used wood in between the skull plate, widened it out to increase the spread and increase the score, and then sewed the hide back over it. It could be a bunch of things. It could be taxidermist work, because taxidermists are capable of basically recreating fake antler. Who knows exactly what it was, if it is indeed fake, but it's definitely possible to fake that type of stuff. Did you listen to the Meat Eater Pod this morning? I usually don't get to listen to their podcast. I'm kind of like my problem with podcasts these days is I like to listen to something while I'm recording videos or whatever, but I really only get through like 45 minutes. The rest is, you know, pausing to shoot animals or listen for whatever's going on, so I usually listen to shorter stuff, but I may attempt to find that one. Do you think EW should add all the weapons from Classic to call them out? It'd be nice. Be a cool little, like, even if you had, like, you know, we have a Mosin in this game. Do the 7.62 Mosin Nagant Classic Edition. It'd be a cool little callback to the Hunter Classic. Yeah, exactly, Montana. Taxidermists can also add tines to the antlers. Any of those sorts of things can be done. If you look at the 2s or the 3s on that buck, I'd have to pull up a picture. It's really not that relevant. Either the G2s or the G3s are incredibly, like, bladed looking, which could be realistic. It could be the case, too. But it's kind of odd. Like, it almost makes you wonder if it is a fake tine there. They basically did, Danny, yeah. Are plains bison the easiest diamond? I'd actually say they're a harder diamond to get. They used to be especially difficult because when quick kill was required, they were really tough to get the full score on. Now though, like the easiest diamond, I'd say Bathides ibex, southeastern Spanish ibex. You get tons of those if you hunt Quattro for a little while. Those would probably be the 2 that I'd rank at the top of that. Would you know why I barely get 7s on my red deer grind? Does that mean barely 7s or above, or like specifically 7s? Because I other than you maybe have some big red deer in places you're not checking, that could be part of it. Other than that, there shouldn't be a reason that would happen. I'm excited for it. The long range shots on Aurora Shores. That's why I cracked the 350 out the other day, because I was like, this would be cool. You know, smoke a 5-star. Is it Kodiaks they have? I forget now. Pretty sure. But, you know, smoke a 5-star bear at 400 yards at 350. I don't think I'd trust it. Having done that elk hunt, it was a little less than great. I heard some doges, by the way, so I want to kill this wolf before they get here. This moose. Where's Aurora Shores based? Alaska. Eh. How'd that miss? Come here, doges. I'm gonna go down here in the open. Skill issue, was that directed at me? Deja vu, that is what happened to you. I'm new to the game. What is the easiest diamond? I would say a couple of the ibex species on Quattro Colinas are the easiest. Make sure there's no level 9s. Again, we're gonna have to go 300 because I don't have the 308 on us today. Just gonna boink. And boink. Ooh, that was way back. Flashbacks for the Valentine video? Oh, that too. I thought you meant the great one. What do you think the next great one will be? if they want to stay with base game map species, which I think on a stream recently, Beard said that's the intention anyway. Hard to imagine it wouldn't end up being fallow deer, to be honest. Maybe roe deer, but fallow deer would be my best guess. Again, if they intend to stick to base game animals. Most difficult diamond? Probably like red fox or jackal. I think chamois are still sufficiently easy because they're in such big groups, but yeah, some of the small predator species would be towards the top of the list anyway. The fallow gotta have different furs, and they should, honestly, though. Like, they make more sense as a great one with multiple furs than literally any other one in the game. Because if you look at real-life fallow deer, they have a wide array of, I call them fur types to go with Call of the Wild, just in the wild. So, I think that could work. They did raid your great one dirty. Yeah, like the antler idea with the brush was cool, I guess. But the problem I've always had with it is, like, all of them have that. It's just, I don't know. More racks or more types of vegetation to get stuck in the racks or whatever could have just made it a little bit better. Do you think EW will add another hunting dog to the game? Honestly, I'm surprised we don't already have a retriever. When Revan Thule came out, and there was a waterfowl rework and like all that stuff, it was pretty surprising that didn't come with a retriever. Like, it just would have made sense. What is happening here? Oh, there we go. Should dogs be in Way of the Hunter? I think a little bit, at least tracking dogs is what I'm thinking of. A little bit of what I love about Way of the Hunter, and I imagine there's more people that would agree with this, is how, like, realistic the tracking is. I don't want something to do it for me. You know what I mean? Like, that feeling of, I made a good shot, where is the next track? Because that happens in real life. You get that little bit of adrenaline going, that little bit of uncertainty. I think they should keep it as it is. These are great shots. Yikes. Snakehead, thank you for the super chat. Where was that dead moose at? There it is. To me, Aurora Shores seem to be based on different parts of Alaska, because you're not going to find moose and Kodiak bears in the same area. Yeah, and I also don't think Sitka blacktail should be in some of the areas, so... And to me, that's actually the right move. Like, we were just having this discussion too. I think this was in Discord somewhere. We were talking about Yukon Valley and like potentially backfilling Roosevelt elk to that map. It doesn't make perfect sense. We know that. But like, it's also a fictional area. Like, there are Roosevelt elk in Alaska. Afognak Island specifically. You could, you know, make it awkwardly work. If you redid the home ranges too. Like, if you, like, put all the caribou basically not in the southeast and put the elk down there, it's good enough. It could work. I think it'd be fun. I missed the 300 of busty eardrums. Dude, I swear nothing has ever been as loud as the 357 once was. That handgun was so loud. Alright, we're a little later than I want to be. I want to give it like 20 more minutes on the moose grind. Maybe 15. And then we'll swap to bears for the rest. Should they add pointers to the game? Would we need them with warning calls? I'm just thinking about how, like, everything gets compared to Classic, I know, but in Classic, if you spook like a pheasant or a red fox, like there's a bunch of stuff that the pointers can find. It can take a long time to track them down. If you spook one of those things and Call the Wild, you kind of just run after them until they end up in front of you. I don't know. I think it could be neat, but I don't think they'd have the same utility as they do in Classic. How old is that command? I've never seen that. Not sure if I've ever used the 57. Does that mean you don't have the 454? That's the only reason I ever used it to begin with. I wanted, you know, the best pistol. Oh, hello. That guy's not bad. But in order to get it, you had to use the worst pistol. What do you think will be in the next Call of the Wild update? So Beard has essentially said it's going to change the way he plays the game. So we were discussing this on Friday's stream, I believe. Or maybe it was Sunday's stream on Farming Sim. I think that's what it was. Somebody suggested that they might be like reworking the zones or something, because that would change the way you play the game. I'm trying to think what else would change it, you know? I don't, like, nothing immediately comes to mind. What would they actually do that would be game changing? Because it's one thing to say like, oh, they're gonna, you know, remove levels. I don't think they're gonna do something like that. I don't know what they might do. When is the new update? I would expect it to be next month. Typically, Call of the Wild has like a March update or thereabouts, so yeah, potentially sometime soon, but no official word on that yet. Where's your friend? Ah, we actually spotted him, but my eyes were not moving fast enough to figure out what we were spotting. Trying to dome him. Slow down. Whoa, okay. That was quite the maneuver. Would you rather have an Aussie map or an Asian map for Call of the Wild? If I had to choose like as an either or, I guess maybe an Aussie map, but I like Bushrangers running Pickabeen Bay in the Hunter Classics. That would, I guess, make sense. Best reserve for beginners to buy. Reventilli's not bad. Tailroa is probably the best because with beginner equipment, you can ethically hunt every species on the map just from the get-go, so it can make you a lot of in-game money and help you progress quicker. Should I stack or shoot diamond potential moose on the grind? I don't care for stacking personally. Like, you can, obviously you can do whatever you want, but my fear with stacking diamonds and stuff is always like, how many times can you see a diamond and not shoot it before it starts to get to the point of like, eh, look, another diamond. I don't care, you know? That's what I don't want to have happen, so I shoot them. Should I put my 5-star bighorn in the raised rock multi-mount or by itself on the ground where I can see it? I love the raised rock one. Now there's the mountain goat one that's pretty cool too. Could maybe consider doing that one, but the bighorn looks so good in that game. I love having them in that multi-mount. That was diamond turkeys for a time? A gobbler? Yeah, pretty much. And the thing is that sticks too. I think that's what can be difficult to grasp with it, because, oh hello, I say this stuff all the time. Like, you know, the reason I don't do herd management is I don't want to see the value of diamonds like go down, even in just like my own eyes. But when that happens, mentally, like, it never goes away. I still, diamond black buck, diamond axis deer, things that are actually pretty rare now, but were very common for a time. I still am like, it's just not as special. Maybe that's what's game-changing, Mel. What animals would be on an Asian map for Call of the Wild? It would depend where you go, but there's actually a fair few species you could do. One interesting idea. A lot of people bring up an India map, which you can't really hunt in India, so that presents challenges, but black buck and stuff like that, axis deer, are over there. You already have Parky Fernando that's got them both, but, you know, other stuff in there too. What do you think of beavers coming to the game? It's a shock they haven't done it. Because, you know, when the game struggles to load terrain properly, you get those messages that you're a beaver fella a tree on your tent or on your tree stand or whatever. And it's kind of annoying. It'd be great if you could just go and shoot 12 beavers to get your anger out on them. Slowly brings gun up to smoke panda. If you disguise it as bamboo, you don't have to move slowly. It's funny how this happens. Like, every, I don't know, 5th or 6th run, there's a bunch of moose here. The previous run there was, I believe, 2. I saw someone on Facebook post a trail cam pics of a beaver, so the bar is now set for your next shot. Oh, dude. I really hope it happens. I realized, I think it might be, well, we did get that otter on camera, so maybe it'll work. But it's up a little bit high. They only are kind of in the corner of the shot briefly. So if I want specifically that, I may need to set up another camera. I didn't see that other bull. There's hope that was a long shot. I don't know. Get one more crack at it. Felt good. We'll see. Moose kill count, we're a little over 1,500. I don't even know the exact numbers because we've shot like 25 or so here today, but maybe 1,530. What did you make from those rabbits from that one video? We did like a chicken fried rabbit. It was really good. Obviously, that was the biggest challenge I had was making that gluten-free, but turns out gluten-free panko is readily available at Walmart. So, yeah, we did that. I loved it. I had, with the 2 rabbits, so like, Ben kills a bunch of rabbits. Obviously, he's the one with the beagles and stuff. So, he gave basically 1 each to Aaron and I. So Aaron took 2 home, I took 2 home. We ended up with, I guess it would have been around 5 portions of rabbit, because Kyle and I had it the night I made it, and then I had it for lunch like 3 days in a row, and I was wishing I had more by the time it was all gone. I liked it a lot. What do you think of DD33? Be honest. I think he's the biggest male. I think he's actually found a really, like, smart niche for himself, because literally, like, find someone else in the Call of the Wild community that makes the kind of content that he does. Like, he's literally one of one. It's a good idea, because I think there's a general, like, approach to Call of the Wild content, and a lot of creators kind of fall into that category. He does his complete own thing, and he's doing great for it. Should make rabbit stew one day. That's almost what we did, but I'm glad we did what we settled on. Very low. I guess I'll track it. What are your thoughts on hunting RL? Do you like it or not really? It's the reason that I do this type of content. It's like 24/7, 365, something in my brain is going on in relation to hunting, to get better at it, to set up better for it, to improve the habitat for the animals that are around. Like, it is literally my passion year-round. I don't know if you heard me talking about the trail camera and having an otter on camera and a bobcat and stuff recently. I put that camera up because I'm looking for the creek crossing where the bucks have been going. I mean, just today, my brother was texting me. He needs me to go and pick up like 2 tons of fertilizer. We're going to do some improvements to a couple of potential plots for this year. Like, it's literally, that's my focus all the time. Where's the name DD33 come from? I think it was his basketball number. I don't know if he's ever said that out loud, but I know he told me that. Biggest buck, in 2021 I shot a 14-point, 180 6/8 inch. Not typical. To be fair, if it makes it sound like that I kill bucks that size all the time, my second biggest is the one that I shot in West Virginia this past year, which is like a 115. So, it's a little bit of a disparity there. Best map? I mean, it's really subjective. It depends on the person, but I like Layton a lot. I'm a big fan of, like, antlered species. I talked to, it's the reason I'm, like, enamored with hunting whitetail in real life. The variety from one to the next is so different. And Layton has the most antler species, so it kind of comes down to that for me, but my second favorite has no antler species. The Virunga Savannah. It's like the polar opposite, so they balance each other well. Are you allowing the same people to play in your farming sim, or are you going to switch people out? I won't switch people out like immediately. Like say, you know, this coming week, say only 4 of the same people show up. I won't kick everybody out, but I think what we could do is let other people join and add them to the existing farm, so like everybody could join my farm and do something, or you know, whatever. We'll come up with a way. Where'd you shoot the 180 deer at? I'm like literally 300 yards from my house. Ridiculous. West Central PA. Snakehead, thank you for the super chat. What animals in the game would you like a lot better if they were on a different map? Ooh, that's a good question. European bison. I'm not calling you a peeing bison, by the way. Just because I said European bison. Maybe wild boar? Probably not. Caribou. And I like Yukon, but it's the areas. I just don't encounter them because I hunt other stuff. I don't care to hunt caribou that much specifically. I just never see them because I'm hunting areas where they aren't. So I think if they were on another map, I may like them better. What else? Roe deer? Roe deer would be on that list. That's it. A mowing business in FS22? Was it Zaggy? I never played 22 with him, but I played a lot of 19 with him. And that was literally what he did, like he farmed grass. That was about it. It's the nicest thing I've ever said to you. Is it because I called you a big fluffy male? So I think, Kylo, what actually happened with the pheasant was the hunting club probably releases pheasants. They probably do some kind of pheasant hunt every year. And I'm guessing it was one that effectively got away. That might happen again, but I doubt it's even still around. Opinion on White the Hunter? I find it hard. Yeah, when I got started with it, it probably took me close to 70 hours to really kind of grasp what's going on. But I just love it. I think it's the most realistic modern hunting game out there. I still think Classic is more realistic, specifically because of the random aspect of Classic, but Classic's 15 years old. So it holds up really well. But as far as modern hunting games go, you know, Call of the Wild, Way the Hunter, Hunting Sim, those games, Way the Hunter is by far the most realistic. Alright, 407. Time to shoot some birds. I found the elite money-making combo of animals and crops in FS22. Cotton and chickens with spinnery? Interesting. What we did so far in our playthrough there is, if I can remember what time bear drink time is, we ended up with 2 fields. There was oats already planted that we harvested and sunflowers, I think. And then we ended up getting sheep right at the end. So that's going to be my main thing, at least at the beginning. Okay, let's see how well I can remember where we're supposed to go for this. Are you an Eagles fan or a Steelers fan? Steeler fan. Do you think EW should add more small game like squirrels? I think it'd be good. Squirrels specifically are a challenge, because if you want them to be even remotely realistic, they have to be able to climb trees, right? That's a tough mechanic to do, because trees only have a hitbox to a certain distance. I can demonstrate that pretty easily. Run over on here to a tree. Eagles or Chiefs fan? Like, I guess if I had to pick, I'd go Chiefs, but like, there's an in-state rivalry between the Steelers and the Eagles, so for that reason, I'd go Chiefs. All right, so this tree, it's 10 meters away, right? I bring my reticle up. At a certain point, we all of a sudden are ranging through it. There's no hitbox here, and it'd be really challenging to get an object to follow the outside of a thing that doesn't have a collision. Like, it would be tough. It could probably be done, but I think that's where squirrels can be a problem for them. Other small game species, though, I think it'd be good. I like Raventuli a lot. It's largely small game. How many bears have you gotten from your bear grind? Like 5,100. It's been a few. What's up, Cody? Thank you for the 7 months. Welcome back. Any different / unique tags you're drawing for this season? I don't think we're doing anything crazy this year. I think it's probably going to be, as far as like the fall, because we're going to try to do, including the home state here in PA, 2 or 3 states for turkeys. I'm pretty confident Aaron and I are going to meet in Ohio. That's basically the middle of us, and do like a weekend turkey hunt there. And my brother wants to go out of state somewhere too. So if those dates don't line up, like if he can't join us for Ohio, we'll do Maryland or Virginia or something like that. For deer, I think West Virginia should be able to happen again as long as everything, you know, stays as is. And potentially we're going to go to Georgia earlier for deer. Other than that, I don't think we're going anywhere else. But you never know. Opportunities come up. Ideas come up. My dad killed a buck October 4th this past year here in PA. If I did that, I'd all of a sudden be looking for like a lot of out-of-state hunts. Because, like, you know, what are you going to do with the rest of the part of the year that you spend 300 days looking forward to? I mean, maybe Kyla. So that's not even the specific one I was talking about. We could do that too. But there's, his name's Christopher, a guy that we, like, TK and I have talked back and forth with him, met him at the ATA show. He was potentially going to have us down, so I don't know. TK wants to come here and do like a whitetail tour, and that might be sort of the part that we link up on. It's a whole thing right now. I don't know what's actually going to happen, so anything I say, don't take it that it's definitely going to happen if you guys are looking forward to that content, but hopefully it can. Hello? Really unfortunate we opened the map like exactly when that call happened. Ever wanted to hunt sika deer in Maryland? I do, actually. My sister's fiance knows some people that did it, and from his story, it was you know, a lot of mosquitoes, a lot of strugs, but they got one. So I don't know. I think I'd like to. We'll see if that ever happens. I can point you in the right direction for public land turkey in Ohio. Hey, that'd be appreciated. It's gonna have to be, because like we only have a weekend. We're gonna try to meet exactly in the middle of us effectively. So I'm trying to think of even where that was. Aaron would know. When am I gonna see Flinter smoke an IRL speed goat? Dude, I don't even know. I'm probably gonna go ahead and keep getting preference points for Wyoming. So they've increased the cost. They've doubled it of they call it the super tag or whatever it is. It's effectively just like improving your odds a little bit. But the regular tag is still the same cost. So I'll probably give it another year and then try that. Alarmed, you say? Well, we got the shot between the trees. Hopefully it's a lung. Could give you some hot tips for public turkeys in southern Minnesota. Really? What? I don't even know. What kind of turkeys do you guys have there? Just want to go to Wyoming for the views and the dino museums? I know. Would love to see you do an IRL sika deer hunt in Maryland. Maybe we'll make it happen. Is that over the counter? I guess it must be. Has anything happened? Any big males? None yet. We shot a, was it like a 260 moose? Was the best we did on our moose run and a half. First bear of the bear grind is level 6. Eastern turkeys in Minnesota? Okay. Wasn't sure like where the line is for Merriam's. What's up, Sneakers? Really glad to catch your stream today. Did I miss something good? Nothing really to speak of so far. Hopefully we'll have a special bear waiting on us, but now the moose grind, we spent an hour and 10 minutes. Killed quite a few moose, probably 30-ish, but no 5s, no rares, no level 4 diamonds. Used to be obsessed with dinos too, then I turned 10. Oof. Really want to do a Colorado, Wyoming, Montana road trip. We could stop in and see all the above. Tell them to clean a skull for us. Is the mule deer... Wait, is there mule deer in Lake Prospect? Where is that? Oh. Yeah, a couple. It's not maybe the best place for mule deer, but there are some there. That's a bear. I hear it. Oh, it's right there. Hi, friend. Bye, friend. Is he in Montana? Yes. Most of the time. Isn't Nez Perce based in Idaho? Idaho? Words. Yeah, in the, menu thing, where your perks and skills are, the perk that you get for finding all the echo locations, it's like 20% further hearing distance. The locations are for some reason in that thing called Idaho Collectibles, so I would say that's pretty good confirmation there. There you go, Kyla, easy. Favorite money-making map? I would say Te Aroa. Like, if you're just trying to make money, Te is so good for that. No burrs. Got a mythical here to start our last run. This is the thing, too. Like, in theory, there might be one right down there in the brush, but I don't see such a thing. So we'll move on. We'll have to come back to here, too, because we got here pretty early, but... Oh, I missed this. I didn't even go to this lake. In the video we did. Is the UTV and Way of the Hunter worth it? If you're impatient with your, like discovery process of the map, like unlocking all the outposts and stuff, campsites, I mean, I would say it's worth it. And also, like, it is a lot of fun. Like, I really do enjoy it. It doesn't take terribly long to replenish all the credits that you'd end up using too, but does the UTV help you do that? Not really. Do you kill a diamond every single day? These days especially, no. When I was, like, really... The most recent time I was doing that, when I was really bear grinding, like, you know, 300, 400, 500 bears a day, I was usually getting a diamond a day or not, if not more. Going back to like 2019, 2020, when I was basically just stuck in my apartment, I'd be on multiplayer or whatever, pretty much, you know, at any given time, because what else am I going to do? So, usually those days I was getting the diamond a day, but pretty much at the moment, I maybe play Call of the Wild 3 or 4 days a week max, so I already can't really get a diamond a day in that way, but even those days that I play, I don't kill one every day. 500 bears a day? When I got started in the mule deer outpost, like, was just loaded with bears, like, there were like 15 right there. Typically, I was able to get about 30 per run. What is happening? That's a prong word. Okay, so I was able to get like 30 per run, and you could do a run in like 45 minutes. Do you guys mind? I'm trying to explain things. So anyway, it was basically an all-day affair. Like, it wasn't enjoyable necessarily, but the goal was to get a great one, and unfortunately that didn't even happen. Ooh, that's not a good lake. There's mountain lions everywhere. There's bears here now. I'm just realizing like how many places I forgot to go in that video. Will you be making another angler video soon? I'd like to. The legendary fish have disappointed me so much. It was such like a good potential way to like really draw people in for like a long period of time, and then the implementation just kind of, in my opinion, is just not good. If you don't know, the way they work is, I think it's one of the 3 current legendaries is on rotation every week, and it spawns in the same spot for everybody. So once somebody locates it, they can just post it in the Discord or, you know, wherever on Reddit, wherever people find their angler information, and then everybody can just go and catch it. Like, that just can't, I don't know, that's basically the opposite of what a legendary fish should be in my mind. I know, Kyla. No need to remind me. I need to speak with whoever thought that was a good idea. It was acid. What is your favorite diamond on the new system? I guess the Piebald Diamond Gray Fox, like that's my favorite diamond kind of overall. There's some going back, like if I want to include, like if I want to consider the time it was shot, things like the 1000 Coyote or the Albino Diamond Moose. Diamonds back then were just kind of harder to come by, so that makes them a bit more special in that right, but as for like, line them all up regardless of circumstance, the Fox is my favorite. Holy, it's a Joe. What's going on, man? Hunt has been interesting to say the least. No luck with moose, again, which is not surprising, because that's how it's been. Bears we're just getting into. Long time called, first time listener. I'm missing something there. Glad to finally catch a live stream. I'm glad you can make it in. Long time watcher, first time listener maybe is what that was meant to be. Done threw my brain for a loop. What's up, babe? I'm doing good. How about you? There's a bear running to our left. There's a female that lives up on that side, so it's probably... Oh my god, look at those guys go. Oh, that's a male, actually. The grand thing about black bears, if we can even hit that with the 300, it will die. Problem was, I didn't have any breath and couldn't do it. There he goes. Sneaking up through there. That'll do. What games do you play other than Way the Hunter, Call of the Wild, and Classic? Well, yesterday I streamed Farming Sim over on Twitch. If you guys didn't know, I stream on Twitch. Currently now 3 days a week, including the Sunday streams. That's, well, if we do the schedule command, 2 of them are on there. And then Sunday mornings, kind of tentatively, we'll be doing the Farming Sim streams. I've been playing some Planet Zoo lately. Have anything else installed on Steam right now? I guess Prehistoric Hunt. I played that some. I'll never get one of these at night. Dude, it's... And I can only imagine on controller. Because there is like a... There's a big advantage to having a mouse and being able to... Or a keyboard and mouse, actually. Because what you can do on keyboard and mouse that you cannot do on console is like a sweep spot. So, I don't think there's any animals over here for me to do it. I'm holding down the spotting button, and any animal I pass over, the game will spot it for me if I'm holding down the spotting button. It makes a huge difference at night when you can't actually see what you're doing. You kind of just don't have that option on console. Best rifle in Call of the Wild. See, best... I had such a hard time answering these questions. It's a relative term because, like, you can have most versatile, most powerful. I'd say 7mm most versatile, 300 most powerful. How about that? You could with flexible fingers. I think it just doesn't actually work, though. I could be wrong, but I don't think you actually can. Like, I think it's literally just not a thing the game will do. Your stream yesterday gave me the farm sim itch big time. It was so much fun, dude. Like, having 8 people in there, everybody doing their own farming thing. And I'm looking forward to, you know, say in a month, 2 months, 3 months, as people start to make money from their farms and then buy more land and stuff. I think it's going to be really cool to see how everyone manages that. Because what's going to start to happen, too, is you start to hire helpers for your farm. So, you know, you'll have somebody planting this field, somebody harvesting this field, all that. It just gets to be like a big operation. And it's cool to, like, have a bunch of those going on the same server. Anywhere you go, somebody's doing something. You gotta pray you get the little spot with eggs promptly. Yes, exactly. Mistress got the farming sim itch. You should hop in our Sunday stream one of these times. It's only like 9 a.m. for you. I'm sure that that's your favorite thing, is to be up nice and early on a Sunday. 308 or 300 Way the Hunter? I love my 300. The 308 is really good, but I love my 300. What if I go sheep rustling and get discounted sheep from Old Man Flantro? Old Man Flantro had a farm. I think that's going to be my title this week. Can't wait for Sunday. It's going to be good time. You were the last one in the server, right? You were getting stuff done. Does the grindiness of Call of the Wild ever begin to wear you down? You don't have to, so like, okay, first of all, yes, but you don't have to play the game in that grindy way. So like, I've kind of avoided getting worn down by it by just not doing it. But if you've been in, you know, many of the recent streams, I've talked about it in just about every Call of the Wild stream, especially ones where we're doing a Great One grind of some kind. I'm probably, with future release Great Ones, not going to grind for them. Other than if they do Mule Deer. If they do a Great One Mule Deer, I think that would be so cool. I'd have to go for it. But these ones, like, we've got too much time in now. I don't want to just abandon them. But I just prefer, like, the... Hello. This is why bears are better than moose, guys. Guaranteed and all. Anyway, before we take that shot, I prefer the wandering style hunt over a grind. But, you know, sometimes grinds bring you good things, too. Shout out to Call of the Wild for being like, hey, shut up about how to play me. I'll give you good things. Big mail. Well, there you go. Yeah, I know, right? Go figure. We'll try to just kind of make that guy dead. Might be a 24. The only max score one we've killed was... is 23 to 26 estimate, I think. Or maybe that was 23.99. We've had 2 max weight bears on this grind. One was 24 flat, one was 23.99. Smoked. Big sketch. Anything good? That guaranteed diamond black bear, I think, falls into that category. All those moose. And we just have a diamond bear within right about 15 minutes. It's gonna, it really is. It's gonna get to the point, if this keeps happening, or I'd prefer to grind for moose, that I'd prefer to grind for bears than moose, which is nuts, because I hate night hunting. You got, like, if you guys have been around this channel for several years, you'll know, I've talked about disliking night hunting literally forever. But the bears just is more fun. Alright, this is a cool fur type too. Oh, no way. That is cool. Dark is like the toughest fur type for me to get diamonds of. It seems like those ones troll most often. Max weight, max score. Is that a sign? Do we need to get back to the bear grind? Like a little more than we already are? Maybe. Might be a thing. Stud. Biggest male I've ever seen. Off to the clips. I guess that's gonna have to be one, right? Call the one's big dumb. Talking about how I'm like burnt out on grinding. They're like, just shut up and take your max score already, huh? Definitely a sign. All right, maybe we'll do an extra bear grind video this week then too. Need a maybe emote. I don't know if I have more slots on YouTube or not. I do on Twitch where we could do it. Big mail. I was wondering why you kind of stopped the bear grind. Well, so you heard me talking about just a moment ago, like, I really don't care to hunt at night in this game. It's just, like, most things I do in this game are, you know, content focused. And as you can probably tell right now as you're watching the stream, it's probably a little bit blurrier than you'd like. Because, you know, the bitrate of YouTube and everything, it can only do so much with what is a largely dark screen. But also, like, I just like being able to see. I don't like the idea of, like, there might be something up to my right that I just can't see that's running right by me. But the main reason that I kind of stopped with the grind was, you know, we had hit 5,000 kills, we didn't have a Great One bear, and the New England Mountains map was on the way. And I was just kind of, like, hopeful that that map would be better for grinding. And it was a good opportunity to take a break with the intent of going back. We just never went back to it. So bear there, that's a 5. And then that one that stood up is probably going to be easier, wherever that one was, to kill this one in the distance. And then try to get this one as it runs away. Bottom boy, thank you for the 29 months. Put this in your maybe slot. Only because it's 29 months. If only that was a multiple of 12. We'll make it happen. Come on. There we go. Quick shot. Alright, that's that. And see if we can catch this guy coming out of there. I would expect he's going to run like down over the hill. Normally at this spot, that's what they do. Unless he's going to go out and around. Sometimes they run up. And up meaning towards us. Yeah, we'll just keep the gun in hand, see if we see him. How many members do you need for a new slot? I don't even know. I need to... It's to the point that I want to redo the membership system here. Because you can do like multiple tiers and stuff, and I think that might be more fun. I'll have to look into it. Smoked. That's a female. Surgical with that 300? I mean, like, the thing is, like, you almost have to be with moose. So you come out here to shoot bears, it's like, all I gotta do is double lung them. Their lungs are, 12 times as big as a moose's heart. Drop at the $1. We could do $1 members. I don't even know how it works with YouTube. Like, if there's different badges or something, but we could do like a $1 thing. I think they still would have access to the emotes, and I think it still counts towards emote slots. We'll look at it. Do you like soccer? I don't think I've ever watched a soccer game to its completion ever. I don't really... It's not that I dislike it, it's just not my thing. We will look into it after the stream. Can try to make a clip of the thing. Look into memberships. Used to play soccer? Did you win? Could do brain surgery with my precision? Step right up. I can do brain surgery in less than a second at the speed of light. Let me just get my precision 300 out. You like socks? Not as much as my dog does. What's up, Peyton? Soccer is both the dullest and most exciting thing to watch. So I think, like, American football kind of falls into that same category, and I say it that way because we're talking about soccer right now. If you understand it, like, if you understand the strategy and the nuances and, like, what every position's meant to be doing in different things, I'm sure it's exhilarating. But I don't understand all that stuff, so I'm just kind of like, head goes left as the team's going down, no goal. Okay, now they're going right. My head's going to the right. Oh, no goal, they're going back. Like, it's the same as kind of basketball, but they'd score more. But again, like, if I understood it better, I'm sure that's not the way I would watch it. Ronaldo or Messi? I mean, like I said, I've never even watched a game of soccer to its completion, so I don't even know. I know what they look like. Does that count? Just taking a bit off the top? Don't worry, Mr. Kennedy. Yikes. Offsides in soccer. It's like when you're not onsides, I think. You're the guy in the corner at the Super Bowl party? As in the guy that's trying to watch and not eat everything? That's not even true. I was going to say that's kind of me, but I never even really cared for college football that much. Now, I've started to follow it a little bit more since Kyla and her family, like, root for the Georgia Bulldogs there from Georgia. Especially since they've been good lately. Like, I'll watch their games and stuff. But I've kind of just gotten into college football more because it's another opportunity to, like, sit there and just, like, snack on something. I know that sounds dumb, but, like, one of my favorite things is just to chill for, like, 3 hours, yell at the TV about how something may or may not be a bad call, and munch on chips and queso or something. It's the best. Scope height clear. Yeah, it's my fault for not backing up. I'm on the no-fly list. I might be on the no-fly list anyway here. Not technically the no-fly list, but don't you have to have like a real ID or something to fly starting next month? Because I don't have that yet. What did you want to do for a job when you were little? I wanted to work on like a train to begin with, like an engineer or whatever. And then at some stage I wanted to just like be a farmer because my dad was like a hobby farmer. So there was that. I wanted to... Like, I always wanted to do something with hunting. Whether that was going to be filming other people hunt or, you know, being the one to be on film, which I kind of get to do now, which is pretty neat. I don't know if I never had, like, a solid thing, like, where my entire childhood I wanted to do this or that. Is kind of, like, ever-changing, which, you know, go figure. Ended up doing something that wasn't a thing when I was a kid. Kind of makes sense. Vertigo no fly list? Yeah, that too, no kidding. Are you going back to Hunting Sim 2? I can't imagine that I will. Maybe if they end up with some kind of really cool update. I tried to give that game everything I could. Like, I would go back to it even when I wasn't feeling it necessarily, because I really thought they had, like, a good foundation there. Like, player models are good enough. The dogs and their mechanics are good enough. The animal AIs are pretty meh, but the animal models are what kills me. The gun models are good, like the clothing models, all that stuff is solid, but the animals look not real at all, and it just takes you out of it. Hunting Sim Poo. Think they should add bird dogs like labs or GSPs for Reventuli? We were talking earlier about GSPs. I don't know how useful they would be, because Call of the Wild's already made kind of intentionally for the animals to tell you where they are. Like, that's kind of what warning calls and stuff do, right? So, I think a retriever would be good. I don't know that a pointer does you as much good in this game as some others. Wait, what about Mahomes' wife? I missed something there. Got a new 270 for my birthday. There you go. I don't think there's bears here, by the way. I'm just... Oh, never mind. I guess there are. Simply wanted to check to be sure there's a mythical Meowton Lion. What's up, Mario? Do you own a dog? Yes, we have a slightly over 1-year-old Border Collie and Blue Heeler mix. The Cougar Rar is so needlessly sensual. That is one way to describe it. $320. That'll do. You got any friends? If only I wasn't hunting at night, I might be able to see. Don't think so. Used to have a tent over on this side from mountain goat grinding or something, but I guess we moved that. I think the retriever is no matter what could be the next dog. I don't think pointers will be added without an animal call rework. Yeah, they'd almost have to, like, for the pointer to be worth buying, therefore worth developing because they'd want to make the money, they'd almost have to rework a lot of stuff. Just signed the papers to get a blue pointer Blue Heeler mix. Her name is Harley. That's a good dog name. I like it. Can female animals respawn as males and the other way around? As far as we know, that doesn't happen. You can't, you know, you can only speculate so much and you can only base opinions on what you see, but I mean, honestly, if it were possible for male animals to respawn as females, I imagine on these grinds where we shoot nothing but males, we would end up with nothing but females eventually just from the randomness. What's your favorite grind right now? I mean, we're only really doing 2. I mean, there's kind of like Reventuli stuff going on too, trying to get the geese and the raccoon dog, but between the bear and the moose, probably the bear. Certainly helps that we just killed a max score bear a moment ago. Listen to me, I know for a fact that I've seen gender changes while grinding. I'd have to see like definitive, almost numbers evidence, because what I'm not saying this is what you've seen, But I think what could be confused as a male respawning as a female is you shoot a male bear here, and next time you come here there's a female bear, because things seem to like move around. Oh my god, did they have purple hair? Be nice. Did they have purple hair? I have a border collie lab mix. His name is Serious. Is he unserious about everything and an absolute lunatic? I actually don't know. I don't know enough about dog breeds. I don't know which side Shadow gets her energy from, but she has plenty of it. Just realized I'm bleeding. Yeah, take care of that. That'd be bad. Talking about 3 females and 1 male at a zone, then 4 female. If that's not changing genders, I don't know what is. Yeah, most likely what's actually happening is things are moving around with zones. It seems to me, and I don't know, this is the thing, right? All of what we're doing is making educated guesses based on what we see. I have had the opinion since all the way back when I was trying to get a diamond with the recurve that discovering zones seems to shift things around in other zones. We would make a point of, like, if we wanted a diamond moose, don't pick up zones for anything else, because it would seem to do weird stuff. So probably you shot a male in that spot, maybe discovered a zone somewhere else, or removed a zone somewhere else, thus creating another one, and a new female moved into that zone, and your male respawned elsewhere, because animals do respawn in other zones all the time. That's a very common thing. So it's probably a combination of a bunch of stuff that went on. But again, I could be the one that doesn't know, because none of us do. We didn't make the game. Broncos 13-4. With Sean Payton, I have a real, like, I don't know how to describe this. I feel like I should place a bet on their over-under win total if it's anything less than 10.5. Who's your favorite YouTuber to watch for fun? Do you guys know the YouTube channel Let's Game It Out? I think his name is Josh. He does, like, almost like a full playthrough of a game, and then makes that into one video. And he always does, like, the goofiest stuff, trying to play the game the wrong way, but it's hilarious. That's been the one that I watch just, like, for fun lately. It's not Broncos Country Let's Ride now. It's, is it Buck Up? Not Saddle Up, it's Buck Up, I think. Where do you get your background tunes? Epidemic Sound. Fake fan. Yup, me wanting to play this game now. I'm 2 years in. That's awesome, man. I think those are their, they'll have to get Rust in front of a green screen bottom boy to start saying that in a bunch of different voices, and then for some odd reason post the entire thing on social media. That was a big oof on their part. They shouldn't have done that. Rust is already seen as a bit of a goof. That did not help. Whoa, that's coming up here faster than I thought. I knew it would come up around here because that's where they go, but got here a little sooner than intended. Come back, friend. Where'd you go? Crossing the road? Yeah, there it is. Small male. Dead male. Are you on Silver Ridge Peaks? Yes. Indeed. Some of these team social media departments are so out of touch. Yet, I imagine that's a difficult line to walk. I'm just thinking, like, do the Patriots even have a social media department? I feel like Belichick would be like, absolutely not. On Cincinnati. I think the headlamp makes it harder to see if something isn't right in front of you. It definitely does. The reason... I can't tell if that's a mountain lion or a bear. Sounds like a bear. Yeah, it is. Where'd you go? The reason I have it on all the time is because already, like, hunting at night is going to make the stream blurrier, just because the bitrate can only do so much with, like, the limit that YouTube has. So, if I have it off, it's going to look even blurrier, so I just leave it on for content purposes. Keaton, thank you for the super chat. I broke my collarbone the other day. Worst pain for real? That sounds terrible. Hopefully you're on the mend from that. That's no good. Do you have to get a perk to spot in your scope? Yeah, that is if you go into... It's actually a skill. Skills, ambusher, top of tier 2 here, sight spotting. I literally... it would be a pain because you'd have to spend so much money. But if on our Twitch streams, if we changed one of the channel point things to remove sight spotting, I don't know that I could be very effective in this game. I need sight spotting for so many things. I take it for granted so much. And all my time here, I still don't know what bitrate means. I don't know exactly what it means. It's excuse me, mouse. Now's a bad time to stop working. It's basically like, you know, your trail cameras have like a certain amount of megapixels or whatever. That's a way to think of it. Like how clear the picture will be and how much data is in every frame that you're then seeing on your end. This is getting overly complicated. Basically, the reason that's relevant is YouTube has like a maximum bitrate. So, in theory, if they didn't, I could just stream with a stupid high bitrate to try to make this picture a little more clear. But because there's a max, it is bound to be blurrier because I think 8,000 megabits per second is their max, which again, if we don't know what that means, that's kind of irrelevant. But 8,000 per second is not insanely high. Turn the bitrate as low as you can go for 5 seconds. That would probably help to demonstrate it. Appreciate the breakdown. It's always your questions, isn't it? I don't know why, but sometimes, or actually oftentimes, you manage to ask things that I'm just like, yeah, I have to answer that really, like, specifically. Alright, turn the bitrate low. This is what happens with low bitrate, says Danny. This is gonna be real bad. Does that get, like, significantly worse? I'll move around a little bit too so you guys can see. Because actually, movement is what's relevant with bitrate. See how that's kind of, like, really blurry? Oh, no. Yeah, I don't even stream at the max bitrate. Twitch's max is lower than YouTube's max by a little bit. I stream basically on YouTube and Twitch at the same bitrate. No bueno. Yep, that is why bitrate is important. We did it. So then imagine, like, the difference between what you're seeing now and what you did see. And there's exponential... Actually, it's the opposite. There's diminishing returns on how high your bitrate goes and how much clearer it makes it. But imagine the difference between this and then another, you know, double this bitrate if it was possible to stream at that. Looks like Minecraft? Welcome to Minecraft. I don't even remember what that video is from. Just remember some dude with a British accent saying that. Have you ever played Minecraft? A little bit. I had the pocket version for a long time. At some stage... Where'd the level 5 go? Must be right behind that tree. At some stage, my sister played the game like a lot on PC. And then I think for like Christmas or something, she got the Xbox version. So, you know, once a week she'd be like, hey, come play Minecraft with me, split screen, because that's a good idea. So I've done that a bit. I don't think I've ever... What is that thing doing? It just stops like nothing happened. Okay, that's fine. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh. This is great. Game's working as intended. Whoa. Why do tents break? You want more in-depth breakdowns of what's actually happening behind the scenes? When a tent or tree stand, and you get that message that says, a beaver fell a tree on your tent and it's been returned to your inventory, what's actually happening is, the game can't load the terrain in the same way. Like, something goes wrong with the way they load the terrain, to where it's not flat enough, or something's in the incorrect location, and it can't fix it, so it just removes the tent or whatever from the equation. Big bounce. They call that an external purr? Is that what they call it? I'm really glad we have a biologist here to help us out. Apparently there was another male bear somewhere. Someone asked how old I am. I am 25. God, I probably would have said 24. I'm glad Kyla answered that. Too old. What's that song? Too old to cut the mustard anymore? Getting there. 12. I do not understand the Terry Bradshaw reference. Buck teeth? Ah, wait. I do think that was a thing with him, isn't it? Is that where you're going? Yikes. The Europeans should have carried through with extincting beavers. You know, random dumb fact. I have a video, and this is like right after Bahunga came out, of me, G-Man, and another one of our friends just like screwing around on Bahunga. We spent like 2 hours just messing around. I recorded the whole thing, made a video out of it. But the other friend, not G-Man in this video, he was reading the message wrong. He thought that the message said that a beaver fell out of a tree and landed on your tent and broke it or whatever. There's just beavers climbing trees, I guess, in his world. I kind of wish it said that. I'm right here, dude. Well, you know, you are the problem. You and Taylor Swift. Did you ever hunt or fish in real life? Pretty much my whole life. I've been hunting since I was, hunting small game all the way back to when I was 5. Hunting deer since I was 10. Fishing since I was at least 3. Maybe before that. There was I believe I was 3 years old for this. My uncles had several different ponds for their farm, where they got their water and stuff. And they had bass in one of them. I think they had bass in 2 of them, and maybe just like sunfish in one of them. But somebody had transferred a couple of bass over to the sunfish pond, and 3-year-old me hooks a sunfish. I'm having a good time. And then what I would guess was maybe like a 5 or 6 pound bass then ate the sunny, or attempted to, that was on the end of my line and just about pulled me in the water. Good times. Taylor Swift is a beaver? I think that's the conclusion we just came to, yeah. Fishing is so fun. We spent, from like mid-April onwards, just about every day fishing until September last year. It was so much fun. You hack because you have 1, 2, 3, 4? Of what? Should I grind for a great one black bear? If you don't mind hunting at night. Biggest that about the new place? No places to fish here. I guess you did have... Or no, that's not even... The place I'm thinking of is at your dad's anyway, but never mind. That's right in the same... I'm stupid. I got it figured out. Don't mind me. Shut up, simping, then got ignored and said you hack? Because I have 1, 2, 3, 4 though? Could have had like a... actual reason. I sure hope the fact that I don't kill great ones anymore has pretty well quashed the hacking accusations, because I used to get a bunch. Especially because of the way the great one whitetail went down. It just ran right in front of me. It was like an absurd thing, which, by the way, I'm no longer the only person to have a great one whitetail run right in front of me. But I used to get all kinds of accusations about that. But here I am, great one bear and mooseless. Hopefully that's pretty well confirmed. Sometimes I've gotten lucky. Clearly in these cases I have not. Where else are we gonna... Oh, we gotta go to the mule deer outpost. Only got a couple minutes. We gotta jump back to the lodge here too. How many great ones do I have? Just the 2. Ooh, putting in a pond this summer. Can you catch that one fish for me and put it in that pond so I can catch him again? Why has Why has chess become a trend? I think there was that big controversy with some dude, and that sort of made the competitive chess world kind of extend beyond where it's normally at for a while. Why does everyone now drop the A in America, as in America? I think that was a redneck thing. Started from that and just kind of caught on. Where? Is it you? That is a male bear. There's a female that's here too, and I always try to avoid shooting that, so... Had to spook the lad, but... we should be able to get him. I think we hit him twice. Is there a way to reset my progress in Way of the Hunter? I think you can hit new game or something somewhere, right? Must be a way to do that. When Way of the Hunter vid? Wasn't it yesterday's video, Way of the Hunter? I think it was. If you're talking about, like, something on the now confirmed release date, I probably won't do anything there. There was a new trailer. I watched that on Mel's channel earlier today. I haven't even watched the one actually from THQ, but I don't think I'll do anything for that. It looks like we're, what, 3 days away from being able to hunt on Alaska? That'll probably be the next time we have a Way of the Hunter video, will be on Alaska. Do you like sports? Sports as a whole, I mean, I really only follow football, so yes, but that's like the only specific one I follow. Plans to wait till it's dry and see if I can find any places that stay wet and in a good location. If you want, you can come put one in the back of our yard because I'm tired of sinking in the mud with my mower. Bring back the Big Game Hunter series? I don't know. So I do want to do some kind of throwback thing. I've got an idea that I think is going to take a lot of like working around to do, but it's actually a way to do throwback, like Throwback Thursday in Call of the Wild. So if we can accomplish that, whenever that may be, and then complete that playthrough, maybe we'll revisit other games. Thoughts on a bolt action 7mm? Yeah, you know, the 7mm that we have is probably the most versatile, like, big game rifle in the game. You could argue that the 9.3 technically is the most versatile, but the problem with that is it, like, you have to then rely on buckshot and stuff for certain things. So I'd roll that one out. I'd go with the 7mm, but it's a single shot. You make a bolt action 7mm. I mean, that would immediately be the best gun in the game, in my opinion. Better than the AR. Do you mow in straight lines or diagonally? I mow in, like, here. Let's say this is my yard, Runga Savannah. I mow like, well, I guess because the grass is blowing out the right side. I mow like this. I go around the outside. And I go one row in. And then again. And eventually you get to a point where, like, the turns are too sharp. I'll kind of widen that out so I'm not wasting a bunch of my turns and distance I'm going. That's the way I do it. I almost thought, you know what? Let's make this main lodge edition. Change of plans. All I want in Way of the Hunter is a 5-star black bear to put on the small standing mount. Yeah, I didn't know you could put bears there until recently. That's a neat little way to do that. So what we have here currently is a black fur type 23.99, I think, and a dusky 24. That is from August 12th of 2020. Don't we have a max score one from more recently than that? Let's see. Multi-mounts, obviously we have the one from today. What is it even called? I should have looked. Is it this? Yeah. Alright, so we have... But we're missing the other max score one. Alright, so that means it's probably displayed somewhere. When would we have killed that? Because I don't want that one, I want the other one. There's the... Oh, there it is. Okay, retrieve. Easy. Up. Buttons are hard. So you're making left turns? Yes. Once you get to 0 turn, you're obligated to do straight lines. The previous owner of this property had a 0 turn, and he was going to sell it, or he was selling it for like $2,500. And, you know, as it turns out, when you buy a house, you don't exactly have a ton of excess funds, so I didn't buy it. But from what the neighbors have told me, apparently they spent quite a lot of time pulling that 0 turn out of the creek. So I'm pretty glad we didn't do that. Make this easy and rest to see our burrs in better light. I'll make it moose time, so if I grind later, we're already good to go. What is your hunt bucket list? Honestly, at the moment, it's basically one thing, and that's caribou in Alaska. That's the main thing I want to do. You can make that difficult. It turns out they don't love that. So the one on the ground is the newer one. Dark fur type 24. That's insane. The biggest dark fur type we had, the entirety of the grind was like a high 22. Max score, max weight. I like it. I like it as a sign that we're supposed to get back to the black bear grind a little bit. Maybe we'll do that. Got a blurry crossbow when you're walking around. I hope they fix all that. Like the bobbing up and down they do. Makes it really hard to even look at. Anyway, I think we are pretty well wrapping this stream up. At least we got a diamond. Not on the moose grind, but on the bear grind. Max score and all. But on that note, that's going to do it for this stream. So as always, thank you guys for watching today. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for all the support. And I will see you in tomorrow's video. Real life turkey hunting video from last spring. Bye!